Pizzas, again, have now triggered a core memory. Do you remember when you dropped your phone in the oven? Taking a pizza out?
God damn it.
Okay, so let me set the scene. I had a vest. I had a very expensive pair of gloves. Also in the vest. It might not seem like a lot, but it was
a spoon.
It was a brown plastic spoon that was shaved down into a fucking shank. And they're like, I told them, I'm like, it's really important to me. I can't really explain why. And they're like, cool.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Absolute Talk Show. And holy shit, man. I think we got a good show today.
Dude, it's a fucking good one.
It certainly is. We have the normal crew with us, of course, but we also have a very, very special guest appearance from my brother, the one that I have referenced many times on this podcast.
The one, the only.
The one and the only.
Brandon the Man Hanson.
That's right.
Good morning.
Good morning, he says. There he is. And,
starting off strong.
Brandon, before we get you too pulled in here, I really just want to bring one quick story up to you boys before we get too carried away. So, one thing that I forgot to bring up to any of you, and Jake, this especially goes for you, when we went out camping recently.
Yep.
On our way out to the campground, I stopped at a gas station, right? And when I stopped at this gas station, I went in, I believe I got a small bag of Cheez-Its and a bottle of Gatorade. Went in, got my stuff, whatever. Came back, sat in my car, getting my stuff situated, right? As one does. And I look over to my right, and while I'm looking over to my right, dude, I see this woman just slumped over, leaning out of the driver's seat of her car, dude.
Yakking.
No, dude, not nothing. Just leaning there. Just legitimately just
slumped over, bro?
Yeah, slumped over, not moving. And I'm just sitting here. I'm looking over to her for a good minute. I'm like, dude, is she okay? Like I'm like 5 parking spaces over from her. There's nothing between us. And after a minute, she finally just slowly looks up. And she makes eye contact with me, man.
Oh my God, that's terrifying.
Dude, she makes eye contact with me. And I didn't break. I'm like, nah, fuck you, bitch. I was looking over here first. Go fuck yourself. And dude, literally, I was fucking laughing so hard. She looks at me. She literally looks at me, and she just without even so much as blinking. Dude, she just goes, just, dude, makes some full eye contact and just barfs. And, dude, the worst part, it came out her nose.
Oh, shit. That's she has built up pressure, bro. If it's coming out the nose, that's got some pressure.
Yeah, dude, I literally saw, her
like
entire...
a fucking fire hydrant, bro.
Yeah, I saw her whole forehead, just get veined up and red.
Bricked up, ready to go, man.
When she blew her nose later, there's part of her lunch in it.
Oh yeah, dude. Oh man, dude, it made me feel so bad. It was ultimately, dude, it was fucking hilarious.
That bitch has alcohol.
The question is,
poisoning.
did you laugh while watching this?
Dude,
looking at her?
Dude, I laughed while making eye contact, bro. I didn't give her a chance.
Just laughing, fucking loser, and speed off.
Dude, like I said, she's literally just looking at you dead right in the eyes and just
That is fucking horrible, bro.
Dude.
So,
just scream fucking zombie and speed up.
Dude. And then, dude, the worst part was she literally, she just wiped her face with her forearm, whipped it down at the ground, as if it cleaned it off.
All in a day's work.
And then, dude,
Professional
she
over
literally
here.
just like, it was like, I don't think she did, but it almost looked like she nodded at me and then left.
Like, damn right. Taking care
You're
of
like,
business.
you're like, you're welcome.
Yeah,
That's
dude,
yeah.
I'm like,
Take
literally,
this
like,
as a warning.
Dude, the entire time I was like, dude, if I go out with the boys this weekend, I can only aspire to be this woman. Like,
Well, you know, and I had kind of a similar story, but almost vice versa. Like, it was me yakking. That happened a couple of weeks ago. Because the same weekend that we were supposed to go camping, Cass twisted his ankle, so I had to take care of that. And,
Yep.
and B, I also got some seriously fucked up food poisoning. And I felt really bad because Cass got invited to a birthday party. And I wanted to say no so bad. Like, I just wanted to keep him home. But he's been so good lately, dude, and I love him to death. So I was like, fuck, man, I'm just going to power through. And I was sick as fuck, dude. I mean, so sick. And I brought him to this birthday party, and I kept having to fucking step away to yak. And I told the other little boy's parents, I was like, hey, just keep an eye on him for me real quick. I'll be right back. And I went into the bathroom. And I just...
you were not right back, were you?
No, I was. But I went into the bathroom, and I stood there at the toilet, and I fucking just stood over it and just fucking fire hosed directly into it. And then some dude comes in, and his kids are there, and he just shut the door for me because I was in the stall. He just, like, shut it for me. And I come out, and he goes, hungover? And I said... nah, food poisoning. And then they walked out, and then I went to go wash my hands and immediately turned around and fucking projectile vomited into the urinal. Like, it was so fucked up.
See, I thought you were about to tell me that it was about to start coming out of both ends, dude.
Well, it did eventually. I
Oh, yeah.
I shit my pants the next day.
Dude,
Yeah.
I've been there, bro. We've been there.
The worst part, dude, Ian called me. And he was like, dude, he was giving me like real-time updates on this shit. So it was like at one point he was like, dude, I'm sorry I can't make it. I'm like, bro, for real, like, it's fine. Like, I don't worry about it.
Yeah, but
And then the next phone call was him being like, oh, it's probably a good thing I didn't come, bro. And I'm like,
Dude.
why is that? And he's like, oh, dude, I just fucking blew out both ends. Like, I'm like, holy fuck.
Well, and I was really embarrassed too because I shit my pants, and then I walked, and then I walked into the bedroom just totally naked, no shirt, no pants, no underwear, dude. Like, I was just fucking naked.
Yeah.
And I go, can you go watch him for a second? I need to take a shower. And she goes, why? I said, because there's shit on my ass.
Dude, I dead serious. The last time I shit my pants, I was at work, bro. And it was like before I got like my whole like gallbladder taken out. So I was like super sick. I couldn't keep like anything in me, and I was just like, I don't know what happened. I woke up sick as fuck, and I was like, well, I can't call in, dude. Went in, and I was just doing my best. Next thing I know, I literally like coughed so hard, I shit my fucking pants, dude. And I'm like, what do I do? It's middle of winter, bro, okay? So I'm sitting here like, I basically went up to like my HR lady almost in fucking tears because I'm super sick. Shit my fucking pants. Still haven't been able to do anything about it. And I went up to her. I'm like, can I please go home? And she was just like, her only response was, yeah, are you coming back? No. I am traumatized from just shitting myself and having to come to you and tell you this.
If you shit your pants, your day's over. You're not coming
for
back.
real. Yeah, you're not coming back. No, I'm not coming back. I
Call it a
shit
day.
myself. Yeah.
You might throw them drawers out,
Right.
go take a shower, get in bed, start all over again.
Right. That's what I'm saying. That's exactly what happened too.
You got to hit that reset button.
I did. Hard reset. You need that hard reset for sure. Oh my goodness. Yeah, it was bad, but it was I know that experience, bro.
Dude,
Just watch the kiddo for a minute.
I had to go to urgent care not too long ago. Got sent home from work.
Oh, what
Like, went in-
happened?
Well, at first they thought it was Lyme's disease. They never really figured out what it was, but I was really lacking sleep and was like pretty physically exhausted, and I
Yeah.
went into work. And I was talking to my supervisor, and all of a sudden I start shaking like a leaf, and I don't know what happened. I go downstairs, like, to our locker room to change, and all of a sudden my hands start turning white, my lips are purple.
Holy shit.
Which, like, triggered what I think might have been a panic attack, and that's what, like, the nurses and stuff think.
Yeah.
But I started, like, freaking out, and, like, I'm like, ah. And my buddy, like, walked down to the locker room, looks at me, and goes, You're going home, right? And I'm like, I don't know, I probably should. And he's like, okay. And he walks upstairs. I get up there. He's still talking to my supervisor. He's like, he needs to go home now.
Well,
okay.
Yep.
Well, and you called me on the way home, and you were like, because you were still confused. You had just left the ER, and you're like, well, you know, like, this is what happened, and, like, I just got, like, really rattled. And he was like, is that what a panic attack feels like? I'm like, dude, yeah. Like
It's
I was
horrible.
Like, I was like,
Dude,
I was like, dude, I've been to the ER multiple times for him, and, like,
I have been,
every single time I think I'm dying.
Yeah,
And
it's
every
fucking
time.
bad, dude.
Yeah.
Well, because I had recently just run, like, a PT test, and I'm super sore and hurting everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
But I figured, like, at first, like, that was, like, normal ouchie pain, you know?
Yeah.
Right? And I ran it on 2.5 hours of sleep, like a
Holy
numbskull.
shit.
And so then I go in for work the next day or whatever, and I'm just, you know, all kinds of ouch.
Oh, yeah.
But, like, when my hands started turning white and, like, there was no circulation, lips are purple.
Yeah.
I didn't have a fever. I looked. I'm like, what the hell's happening? And my
Yeah.
back hurts. I'm like, are my kidneys shutting down now? It's like,
Yeah,
what the hell's
holy shit.
happening? Yeah, it was so weird.
Yeah, that's enough to fucking pucker the butthole. I'll tell you that.
It freaked me out, man.
Oh,
I'm
dude.
telling
Fuck
you.
yeah.
No, and I, dude, that's scary, dude.
It
Like,
is, yeah.
You know, the funny thing, I want to say the first time that I ever had a panic attack was probably, I want to say I was 17, 18. And I had a panic attack while driving for the first time ever having a panic attack. I had it while I was behind the wheel. And suddenly, like, I pulled over on the side of, I want to say it was 494.
What?
Dude, I was freaking the fuck out. Like, I had never experienced something like this. So it was just like, all of a sudden, like, my heart was racing. And I've always known that my family has a history of heart issues. And I know that, Jake, you know
Yeah, I had to save
what
this
goes
kid.
with that. Yeah, we'll get into that later on. But no, dude, we literally, I felt like I was about to fucking pass out or explode at the same time. And I, like, dude, I did not know what the fuck to expect. And at the end of it, like, it ended up being that I slammed a fucking energy drink.
Oh, yeah,
And
that'll do that.
and that was what caused it.
Yep.
Huh.
Which is, it's the craziest thing, because, like, it can be the most horrific, like, just terrifying experience of your life.
You know what really started giving me mad panic attacks was when I got sober and I stopped smoking weed and I stopped doing, like, the harder drugs, and I was totally sober. So I was living out with my grandparents at the time.
Yep.
And one night I decided to come back to the cities to go see, you know, one of our friends. We all know him, and I'm not going to name him by names, but so I go to see him, and I stayed the night at his place, and he let me hit his dab pen, you know, and I didn't think anything of it. I was like, oh man, this will be fine, you know, it was just one hit, and I'll be all right. Not accounting for the fact that the medication I was taking at the time intensified the high, like by a long shot, yeah. And so I took a fat rip off that dab pen, and for about the next...
You went to the moon.
Well, dude, for like the next 6 hours, dude, I swear to God, my heart was just beating out of my body. It was like... da-da-da-da-da-da-da. And I found myself hanging over his toilet, bro. Like, I literally thought I was going to die with my head in a shitter. Do you have any idea how that feels, bro?
Yes, I do.
Well, and then your brain...
Yeah.
And then your brain starts spiraling, too. Like, for me, like, in that
Yeah,
moment,
dude.
all I could think about was, like, oh, my God, like, what are they going to do when they find me? Like, what are my parents going to think? What's my brother going to think? Like, what's Cass going to think? Like, it's like it just snowballed. And it was the worst. And then the next day, I thought it was over. I woke up and I thought it was over. And I called my dad. And this fucker goes... You sure you didn't do any heart damage to yourself when you were doing those hard drugs? Immediate panic attack. Dude.
Thanks, Dad.
Yeah.
Dude, yeah.
Right.
Literally, yeah. Right back to the ER. I was like, fucking hell, dude.
Oh my goodness, dude. The worst panic attack I ever had was when I was working at Daymakers, actually. I was in the middle of, like, helping these people move their fucking house, and I don't know what happened, but I just, like, started shaking uncontrollably, turned pale, like, I couldn't breathe, I couldn't, nothing, like, I had to get sent home. Went to the fucking ER. Like, I couldn't control myself. I was like, someone had to come pick me up. I was down for the count, bro. I was fucking twacked out. That was the worst experience of my fucking life.
Yeah, that sounds familiar.
Yeah, right?
That's about it.
Yeah.
Dude, I just remember being in the locker room, like, after everything, like, I was convinced it was, like, organ shutdown, like, internal bleeding from, like any medical course I've ever been to. It's like, does your back hurt? Like, are you losing blood? That means blood's not where it should be. And I'm just like...
Not to get, like, too in-depth, but, like, I had to go to the bathroom at this customer's house, and you're not really supposed to. But dude, I had to take a shit.
Oh, I get you.
But I shit, like, a massive amount of blood. And
God.
I'm dead serious. I did.
Bro,
and
cups, bro.
Dude, it scared me so fucking badly, and I immediately turned sheet white, and it sent me into the worst panic attack of my life, bro. I freaked out in this customer's fucking bathroom, dude. Twacked out. I came out, like, fucking shaking, sheet white, and my, like, manager at the time was like, dude, what the fuck happened?
You probably looked like you just took a fat fucking
Dude, he
line,
looked like
dog.
a fucking ghost,
Dude,
bro. You
I
called me shortly after that, too.
Yeah, because I had to call Peej. I was like, someone has to come pick me up. So, but anyways, yeah, no, my baby mama ended up coming to pick me up, and she was like, what the fuck is going on? Like, freaked out, because I'm, like, usually pretty calm, but when that, like, I was fucked up, bro. It was bad. I had to go, like, calm the fuck down, go take some fucking something to calm me the fuck down. It was bad.
Yo, so a little change of topic here,
Yeah.
if I may.
Oh, yeah.
Just because we have the legend himself here. Brandon,
I'd say so.
I just want to ask you this. When it comes to our childhood together, is there anything, like, when you think of it, you're like, yeah, that's about fucking right. Like, are there any stories that come to the top of your head where you're like, damn, bro, that was wild? Like, anything? Because I have one if you don't, but I just want to know if you got anything.
All right. Why don't you go ahead and say yours? Like, I'm going to need a second to think on it.
Can I actually interrupt this? Because I want clarification from a story that Ian has told me that happened between you two.
Oh, shit.
So it was a story that when you two were both in the, I want to say, was it the middle school or high school, that someone was picking on Ian and you went and beat the absolute piss out of him.
No. So wait. I don't think it. So I don't think
it was something close to
yeah.
that.
So it wasn't that this kid was beating the fuck out of me. It was just that he was tormenting me.
Yeah, picking on you, whatever.
He was just like every day.
He was your bully.
Yeah, like every day he would just call me a bitch and a pussy, and like
Yeah.
I received swirlies from them at one point, but it was basically it's the urinal story. You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I know exactly. What
Okay,
Okay.
I'm gonna. So do you
Was
want?
that the story that you were thinking of?
You know what?
It's
Ian,
one of
all
them.
due respect, I would like Brandon to tell this story.
Brandon, please do.
I don't remember it the way you do, man. I mean, I think if you were to start it and I could finish it, because just from my perspective, it didn't seem like a very big deal. And
Okay, but see, that's what makes this story so
The
funny.
best, yeah.
Because, dude, when we went home that night and I told my dad what happened, I've never seen a man cry from laughing so fucking hard. Like the dude lost it. And to this day we talk about it. So okay, I guess I'll tell this one, and if you have another one on deck, you can go ahead and tell that one. So. Again, I'm not going to name these bullies by name because a lot of people, especially kids, they go through it. They grow up.
Dude.
They move past it.
Everybody
Well,
moves
and
on.
you've been
Most
out
of
of
the
school
time.
talked to
for
one
8
of them.
years now,
You've talked to
7
one
years.
of.
Well,
You've talked to one of them, I know, and from what I understand, like, it was actually a pleasant conversation. Like, later in life,
Yeah.
you talked to him a little bit about it.
well, and yeah, this was somebody who I fucking hated growing up. This is somebody who I wanted to fucking kill. Like,
Yeah.
I fucking. But after high school, we found out a lot of, and for most of us, like, it wasn't a shock because we knew that he had other shit going on. That's why you pick on people,
Yeah.
But he tried to kill himself after high school, and I remember when that happened. It was kind of one of those moments where it's like, oh fuck, like you really don't realize what people are going through. But anyway,
Yeah.
no. So this story is gold, bro. This is like my favorite fucking story. So we were in middle school, and This kid and maybe 2 others were just.
Can I pause you just for a second?
Sure. Yeah.
Shout out Mental Health Month.
Oh yeah.
Dude,
Yeah.
it is.
Very true.
So I just want to say, if anybody out there needs someone to talk to, I am always out there. There are people that always care. If you ever need anybody, my line is always open.
And with that being said, if you feel like you ever need to be talked to, we do strongly encourage you reach out to your loved ones. You reach out to the people that care about you the most, whether you believe they do or not. But also there are helplines that are capable of helping you as well. And if you don't think that is enough, you are also more than welcome to message us personally. You can email us at theabsolutetalkshow@gmail.com. So if you feel like you would like to just vent to us, or even just kind of share your story with us a little bit, please, we encourage it. Go ahead. You can share our email, or share to our email at theabsolutetalkshow@gmail.com. But again, also, we strongly encourage that if you're feeling some type of a suicidal thought or some type of a crisis in your life, please make sure that you reach out to these people and somewhere that you're able to.
Absolutely.
All right, back to the story.
Back to the story. This one's too good not to share, boys.
Absolutely.
This is the fucking greatest thing ever. So yeah, these kids would just torment me, and like I said, we moved past it since then, but these kids are just fucking assholes to me. Not that I was always an angel, but these kids were little fucks. And so I'm in the bathroom one day, and I'm trying to pee, and these kids come in, the same ones that bullied me, and I kind of saw them right away, and immediately, like, I've always been that kid where, like, nowadays is different. I grew up, and now I'll stand up for myself, but back then I would kind of just back into the corner, like, don't see me, try and be invisible kind of shit, and I back up in the corner, and these kids just kind of, they give me that dirty look, like, oh, what's up, bitch, and then and then they go to pee. And then Brandon, this is back in the day when Brandon still had mop head, right? Like he had long ass curly black hair, and
if I may interject for a split second, I was also incredibly tiny.
Dude, that's even worse because, like, dude, when I imagine you, I imagine a stocky motherfucker with short hair. And so, like, imagining that is like the legitimate. Yeah, it's like the opposite of you is what I imagine.
I'm pretty close. I'm about that now, but at the time, like my freshman year, I was still 4'11" and like 98 pounds. I was tiny.
Were you in wrestling at that time?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Sure.
Wrestlers got a different type of fucking strength.
Yeah,
though.
well,
I will say that,
their mentality, like they're built for war, bro.
Yeah, you
like,
guys,
they ready.
Dude, I love that shit.
And so anyway, like I'm in this bathroom. I'm backed in the corner, I'm just trying to let these guys pee because I'm like, I don't want any smoke, whatever. And here comes Brandon.
Wants all the fucking smoke.
Bro, Brandon walks in, and I still remember what he was wearing. He had baggy blue jeans on. He had those fat-ass, ugly DCs on, and then he...
Hey, yo, chill. Those were cool shoes.
Yeah, dude, back in the day, those were the
at
shit.
the time, and then, it was all DC and Osiris, bro.
Yeah, well, and then he had mop head, dude. Like, he just had long,
sir.
curly black hair. Like, this was, like, his skater phase. Like, he fucking just loved that shit. And he walked in, and he immediately looked at me. He saw me in the corner, and he knew that I was scared. Like he knew. And don't get me wrong, Brandon kicked my ass as a kid.
It's that time, though.
But it was like one of those things where it's like, nah, you don't kick his ass. I kick his ass.
Yeah.
If anybody's gonna throttle him, it's gonna be me.
Exactly.
Right. And so I'm standing in the corner. And Brandon walks in. Brandon takes one look at me, and he winked at me. And I was like, "What the fuck?" Like immediate
Game time.
Right. Immediately, I knew it was on. Okay. And so he winked at me, and he walked up to one of these kids who was literally midstream, like he's mid piss. And Brandon grabs him by the arms. He pulled him away from the urinal, in which this kid stopped his piss. This kid literally was forced to stop his own piss. Brandon moved him to the side, kind of shoved him in the corner in between the urinal and the stall, and just fucking put him there. Brandon whipped out his dick. Brandon pissed.
Dude, big dick moves.
Dude, Brandon.
Big dick energy.
Brandon pissed, finished his piss, took the kid, put him back, patted him on the back, and left.
Dude, Big dick energy. Holy fuck. That is savage as fuck, bro.
Well, and like Brandon was saying, it wasn't that big of a deal to me. Dude, I went home and told my dad. We were in fucking tears, bro.
Bro. Looking back at it now, there's probably better ways to handle that.
Dude, no, are you kidding me? You handled that fucking perfectly. Well, how else? I would have hit the kid. I would have just socked him out cold. You fucking you can go over to the corner like a good little bitch. I'm going to finish my pee, and you can go back.
The funniest aspect about that whole story was that this fucking kid stood in the corner with his cock in his hand for like 30 to 45 seconds while Brandon pissed.
I do remember that aspect of it because I remember seeing you and you're kind of like in the corner a little bit by the edge of the big stall and you were looking at me when I came in there and it was a little bit lost puppy mode, like just like, hey, what are you doing here?
Perfect timing.
And I was like, we're gonna make the most of this. I do remember that and vividly remember whilst peeing, like thinking, like, I wonder what this guy's doing right now because I'm not looking at him. Like,
for real.
And I stopped, I turned around, and he was still there. I'm like, oh, let's just put him back.
That is so fucking... Dude, I don't know...
Kid literally stood with his cock in his hand for fucking like a minute.
Dude, I don't know how you didn't lose your shit.
Bro, because I was scared of these kids. But when I got home...
I would have... Oh,
bro,
dude.
When I got home, it was over, bro. My gut hurt. I laughed so hard, dude.
Oh, yeah. I would have lost my shit then and there.
Dude, it was easily one of the funniest fucking experiences of my entire life.
If that kid ever bullied me again, I would have made sure that everybody knew that he was the bitch. I would have said, oh, yeah, you remember that time when my brother moved you mid-piss? Yeah, what a pussy. You didn't that is the biggest bitch move ever. You just laid your cock on the table and said, fuck out of here, dude. You did! What other way could you say that?
Bro, he laid a behemoth of a fucking scrotum on the table. And he looked at you, he said, hey, listen here. It's either big dick or go home. So it's now.
It's big dick energy. I just want to clarify. Like, it's not... physically very, very
so you know what,
below standard, but I think the energy I bring,
that's all we need, buddy. Me too.
Brandon, I know that you're quite a musician yourself, and I know Ian is quite himself, as we have all known quite extensively. Brandon, remind me, what's the name of your band again?
Yeah, I play in a band called Breakneck Delivery. We actually just had our first show in about 3 years. I joined the group rather back in like 2018, something like that.
Okay.
We took a little hiatus. Like once COVID hit, we all kind of went our separate ways for a while and did our first show in about 3 years a couple days ago, and it was a blast, an absolute riot. It was fun. I mainly do a lot of covers. Right now we're actually revamping our set list, but we also work on some originals. We wrote one a few years back, and it's on Spotify and iTunes if you want to look it up. It's Drive by Breakneck Delivery. Let me know what you think. I'm the one laying down the sick guitar stuff. So
yeah, dude. Check him out.
Yeah, and absolutely, we'll throw the link for him down below too in our info here. So
and I mean, if I may say myself, obviously I'm biased. It's my brother. But
sure.
I'll also tell you this, because I'm a musician, because I kind of grew up listening to a lot of musicians, I also understand what talent is. These dudes kill, bro.
Yeah,
and
for sure.
Brandon's not going to... Brandon won't come right out and be like, we're the fucking guy. I'll tell you, bro. These guys kill. They're awesome.
I love that shit.
With that being said, I also do want it to be noted, Ian, also known as Quid, he actually has a new song coming out here very soon, called Moonlight. Ian, you want to give us a little insight on that?
Yeah, I'll give you guys a little rundown on that. I've been making my own music for, I want to say, about 7 or 8 years now, and as you guys know, Brandon, you too. I've struggled a lot with putting my stuff out. I didn't really feel like it deserved to be heard, and for a long time. So I kind of finally feel like I'm at that point now where I can make my debut, and I'm pretty confident in the stuff that I'm releasing. So Tomorrow, which I don't even know what day it is, we're gonna start releasing promotions, and
Well,
then
by the time that this gets released, it should be God. What's today's date? It's like the 16th.
It's the 18th.
Sure.
So this should be being released on the 20th.
By the way, happy
well,
Father's
well,
Day.
Happy Father's.
Happy
Yep,
Happy
so,
Father's Day.
Yeah, with that being said, happy Father's Day to everybody, especially Ian, yourself, and Jake, yourself as well, because
you.
you guys are the two fathers of the group here.
Yep.
So happy Father's Day to both of you.
So basically, last thing I just want to say is, yep, so we start promoting it tomorrow, and then on the 29th, I'm very, very excited to announce that I am finally making my debut on all streaming platforms, and I would strongly encourage people to go listen, and if you don't like it, keep it to yourself. If you do like it, tell me you love it.
That's what I'm saying.
And that's about where I'm at.
Get your negativity out of here, dog.
That's what I'm saying.
We'll find you at the urinal.
We don't really got time.
He said, "We'll find you at the urinal, dog."
Bro, we don't really got time for people's negativity no more these days. If you feel the need to waste your energy, breath, and effort on something negative, I'm going to give you my entirely honest opinion. I'm not going to give you so much as a 100th of that same effort to even so much as review it. So,
no. There's no room in anybody's life for any of that shit.
Exactly.
No.
Ain't no reason we can't all just love each other. You know what I mean?
Hey,
Except for jaywalkers. You walk in front of my car, I'm going to run you over.
Dude, Jake.
Yo, you've been thinking about that all day. You've
Bro,
been waiting
No
to say
fucking
that.
idea, dude.
With that being said, boys, I actually do have a pretty good question that I have for you.
wait.
Do you have a good phobia? Like something that you're afraid of?
Dude, I know.
What's a good phobia?
Dude,
that
I know
you
one
have?
of Brandon's phobias. Like literally, I fucking know this one. You want to say it?
Send it.
Dude, so Brandon has a phobia of his belly button being pushed too hard and then the finger going through the belly button.
Yo,
Swear to
okay.
God.
Well, shut up. All right, so listen up. I cannot stand my belly button being poked. All right, it's the worst,
Dude, Brandon, I'm right there with you, bro. I can't deal
My
with it.
brother in Christ, let's talk about it. Okay, so for whatever reason, I can't stand people touching my belly button, and I sat and thought about it, examined it one day.
Dude,
I'm
it
like,
doesn't
I think
make
I
sense.
figured it out. I'm worried. Because your belly button, if you examine, look at it, it looks like a little knot, right? It's just hastily just twisted,
Got
like
you.
a
Yep.
fucking bread tie.
Looks like somebody ordered Domino's and asked for double
That's what
twisted
I'm
bread
saying.
twist, bro.
Why do you need a butthole-looking thing on your tummy? So I just get worried when people poke that shit that their finger's gonna go right on through and start twisting up my guts and shit, and I hate it. I know it's not gonna happen.
I love it.
It's
That's
completely
fucking
irrational.
great. Dude, that is great.
Oh my
Dude,
God.
I discovered that at the age of 19. I didn't know that about him forever.
Dude, that's so
Forever.
funny.
That's fucking hilarious.
I don't think I discovered it until late in life. It took a long time for somebody to try to poke me in the belly button.
Yeah,
Ian, what's one of your phobias?
Fuck, dude. I don't know. Clowns, really. I have a very
Dude, me too.
Yeah, I have a very stereotypical
Clowns and
kind of
porcelain
fear.
dolls.
Well,
That's my two.
Well, dude, Abe and I. So they have Market Fest over in White Bear, right?
Yeah.
And Abe and I go to Market Fest whenever we can. They have a lot of cool mom and pop shops, and they sell a lot of stuff. But we were there last year, and a fucking clown was right there. And Avery tried to push me towards the clown, because she thought she was being funny. And I fucking told Avery, I'm like, look, I love you to death. I will fucking diesel you and this fucking clown. I will fucking. You guys are gonna get fucking rocked if you don't fucking get me away from this fucker, dude. I don't like his dumbass little face, the way he grins at everybody. What the fuck, bro?
Okay.
Yeah,
No,
dude,
get the
yeah,
fuck away
yeah.
from me.
Thank you,
Dude.
Stephen King, for ruining my childhood.
Bro,
What
let me
the
be
fuck?
entirely realistic. It's funny because the original movie of It, as stupid and terrible as it was, that was where my fear of clowns started.
Yeah, but you know what? The
But
script
that's
is-
because I watched it when I was a super little kid.
I
But
can't.
the shower drain scene, though?
That was great.
That's it.
Yeah, dude, that one was crazy.
Yeah,
I
dude,
remember
that's
that.
one that I specifically
Every
remember.
time I look at a shower drain to this day, I'm like, "You stay away from me, Tim Curry. I'll
Yup.
fucking crack you, dog." I'm like,
Yeah, dude.
I'll fucking feed you one. I swear to
No,
God.
but and it's terrible too because it's like, Ian, you know very much that I'm also pretty much just as afraid of clowns as you are. However, I also, unfortunately, can do a very good Pennywise impression.
Wait, no way.
Dude, I can.
Send it.
No, Abe tells me that all the time too. Just because I have strabismus, you know, like I have the issue with my eyes, like Pennywise really does. So I'll fucking do this shit. I'll be like,
Oh yeah.
you know. And then she's like, oh my god, don't do that. And I'm like,
Oh yeah. No, I know how to. I know how to just like just change my voice and be like, oh hi there, Georgie. Like, I'm Pennywise. Clown.
Yeah, you're gonna get punched right in the fucking noggin if you keep doing that.
Play a game?
Want your boot?
It's just like, dude, I do that to my girlfriend. I'm sure she's probably listening to this at this moment. Probably just heard that and she just started crying. But, but no, dude, literally, my girlfriend hates whenever I do that voice. Anybody that I ever know hates when I do the Pennywise voice. And I won't even lie to you. If I were not the one doing the voice, I would fucking hate it too.
Hey, real quick, little intermission here. Peej, you had a birthday recently.
I did.
Okay, so I actually got you 2 gifts. I have one of them with me, and one of them is not ready yet. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. You want your gift?
I'll take my gift.
Let's go.
All right, buddy.
If you pull your cock out, I swear to God.
Oh, dude, what the fuck do you mean? Swear to God, swear to God.
Hey,
I hope that's what it is.
Hey,
I hope that's what it is.
Hey, do me a favor and close your eyes, okay?
He goes, I said to God.
If I don't hear
Swear
a
to
microphone
God.
move in this intermission of my eyes closed, bro.
You just close your eyes, okay? There you go.
All
All right.
If you feel something touch your mouth, open it.
Yo, you're going to be
All right, right? Okay, put your hands out, but don't open your eyes. All right, there you go. Open them.
Yo,
Yo,
that is tight as fuck, dog.
that is fucking badass as fuck. I fucking appreciate you, bro.
Yeah, fuck yeah, dude. Dude,
I'll give you a hug a little bit later.
Yeah.
But hell yeah, dude.
So what it is, it's the Jay Garrick's version of the Flash.
Yes.
The one with the dank ass fucking helmet.
Yes. So
Yes.
for all of you that don't know, I am a huge Flash nerd. When it comes to pretty much anything the Flash, I know about it. I actually have 2 of the other figures of this. I don't have this one, funny enough.
You don't have Jay Garrick's.
I do not have
At
Jay
all.
Garrick's. I don't. I have the classic comic book The Flash of Wally West. And then I also have the all-white version of The Flash from the Injustice video game that we all played together so much.
God, he even knows how many pubes they have.
Hey, listen, don't ask me for a number. I'll give it 2 honest.
Well, yeah,
including the ones in his
Yeah,
throat.
yeah. Look, dude,
Well-
I'll even tell you.
well, you know, I just saw it and like I was like, man, if I don't get this, I'm an asshole. This is fucking so cool. Like,
Hell yeah.
dude. When I brought it home, I was like, dude, I want to keep this. But then I was like, I can't, bro.
Dude, this is
like,
awesome. Hell yeah. I appreciate that shit, dude.
Absolutely, brother.
Hell yeah.
That just triggered a core memory that I have with you.
Really?
Yes.
What is it?
So I remember you used to have a Flash wallet.
I did used to have a Flash wallet.
And the reason I remember that so vividly is because you and I were in a haunted house one time. And going through...
What was it? It was the Dead End Hayride.
Yep.
It was
yep.
the Dead End Hayride. I want to say
It was
out in
in the-
Roseville or something.
No, Forest Lake.
It's Wyoming.
It was Forest Lake.
It's Wyoming.
Wyoming?
Minnesota.
Okay, same...
Yeah.
Dude, same
It's
name.
It's the same fucking place.
It's close.
It's all in
It's-
Minnesota.
Yeah, but I remember we went through this weird room with like strobe lights and smoke, and you couldn't see anything, and they were all hiding and like grabbing your ankles and shit.
Yeah, dude.
And-
I remember that.
Yeah, and we get up there, and you're like, I don't have my wallet. I don't have my wallet. And we're like, oh shit, we got to go back and find his wallet. So we started going through this thing backwards.
I remember this.
And one of the workers was like, yo, what are you doing? And we're like, we're looking for a wallet. And they're basically like, we found a lot of wallets today. Which one is your guy's? And we're like, it's the Flash wallet. And he's like, oh, yeah, we got that.
Oh, yeah, we found that one.
Yeah, we found that nerd canister for
dude,
cash.
They were
yeah.
literally just like, oh, yeah, no, we found that like 20 minutes ago. Like, where you been?
I mean, it was a brief description.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
they knew
It's
what
like,
we were
dude,
talking
like,
about.
Oh, yeah, no, it's brown. I need more than that. Like, it's triple full. Like, no, dude, it has the Flash symbol on it. Like,
Pretty straightforward.
they're like, oh, yeah, I know what that is.
Yeah, we got it.
But yo, back to the phobias, bro. I gotta tell you mine. Claustrophobia, man.
Really?
Whoa.
Dude,
That
yeah.
actually, funny enough,
Honestly,
that is
yeah,
actually
that
one of mine.
resonates with me too.
Yeah, no, because I like on my free time, I love watching people do caving. I could never do it myself, dude.
I literally won't watch it because I'm that scared.
Dude,
Yeah,
I hate it.
Dude,
The matter of like watching somebody that's crawling through a cave that is literally the width of the size of their body,
dude,
is just terrifying to me.
I
Like,
just
like
saw
you
a
can't
video.
get through where, like if you can't get through there without your head sideways, maybe just don't go fucking through there.
Well, I just saw a video of a dude who got stuck upside down and ended up dying because they couldn't get him out. He had a panic attack and his chest expanded, and he got stuck because you're breathing so hard, and he couldn't calm down.
I couldn't do it, dude.
I didn't
So,
think I had
I
a
couldn't do it.
claustrophobia thing until you just said that.
He got stuck upside down. All the
Yeah.
blood went to his head, and he ended up dying because they
Couldn't do
couldn't
it.
get him
Oh
out
my
in
God.
time.
Nope.
Like,
Well,
dude, and then
and it doesn't help that is when your heart's racing, it's pumping blood faster. It's
Exactly.
all going to his head,
Yep.
bro.
yeah, dude.
it's-
So
And that's why we're doing this.
exactly.
Okay.
Yep.
No, on that note,
Dude, exactly. But and then I love watching cave diving videos.
Why would you do that to yourself?
Dude, I don't know. Because honestly, it is such
he
a.
also hires dominatrixes,
You know-
so there's they'll follow the line.
with that being
Well,
said,
wait.
though, can I bring this up though?
Yeah.
Jake, you've always had an attraction to the things that give you the most adrenaline rush.
I do.
And a lot of the time, that is what your phobias are.
Yeah, for
So-
real.
he wakes up
So-
in the morning and stuffs a gun in his
Well, no.
mouth just to feel
Well, no,
alive.
like, dude, like a lot of the time, like I'll catch
Chewing
this
on
kid.
bullets.
A lot of the time, I'll catch this kid like watching like just like cop videos and shit. It's just like
I do
why?
that.
Well, okay,
I watch the
the-
cop
the
videos,
reason
the
I-
shootout videos.
well,
I watch those.
I love
fucking
body
videos.
cam footage.
Well, that a lot of the times I watch Audit the Audit because I like learning the law. I like learning the law. I like knowing my rights and being not just I want to be an informed citizen. I want to know what
I feel that.
I want to know my constitutional rights. I want to know what
However, I
what
will
can-
say watching YouTube isn't the best way to understand what those
no.
rights
So
are.
Audit the Audit. He's a lawyer. He goes through and he actually, you just have to watch it. But he goes through, pulls up all the everything that's going on in the video. So he'll pull up laws. He'll pull up like fucking statutes, limitations. Everything. So he's a very very deep dive into it.
So it's kind of like a play-by-play.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Cool.
And it's very in depth and very informative. So it's like a lot of the things that I've learned through that, and I've been like really really happy with what I've learned because I've had to put a cop in his place. Like, you're not gonna give me a ticket because you want to say that I was driving. I was like, where's your proof? And the whole thing got totally thrown out.
And honestly, I'm kind of like give or take on that because on the one hand, like of course you want to give cops respect.
Absolutely. I have nothing
but
but respect for him, but I'm not gonna be bullied.
Well,
by
and
him.
even Brandon's and mine grandfather, like our father's dad.
Yeah.
He was a cop for a long time, and then he became a homicide detective.
I have nothing but
Even
respect
after
for those
retirement,
guys.
he was a PI, still working in the same field.
Yeah, I have nothing but respect for those guys because I need them. I'm on their side. Like,
Well-
they come and protect me and my family in times of need when I can't do that. And
Well-
they keep all the bad guys locked up. They do so many things, bro.
But I see where you're coming from, and it's a sad reality where we're at right now is cops currently, I mean,
Just get a bad rap.
they do, and it stinks.
Yeah.
But-
one speaks for the many right now, unfortunately.
For sure.
And that's
Yeah.
really
sure.
what the downside is right now.
And it's
Because not all cops are bad, man. They are.
no, they're not.
And that's that's the unfortunate reality, and that's just everybody gets a bad rap because of a couple. You know what I mean?
It does take one bad apple to spoil the batch.
100%. Well, and
For
it's,
sure.
and it's hard for PDs to get good officers right now because of
Such a bad rap.
because of such a bad rap. Nobody wants to do that.
Yeah.
I mean, you're crazy if you want to do that.
Right.
You might as well paint a target on your back.
100%.
Yeah,
And
pretty
so,
much.
police departments are just taking. And
They're
it's sad
taking
to
a
say,
hit.
but they're taking anybody that'll fucking do it.
Yeah.
And it's just, it sucks.
Yeah.
Well,
It's so hard, like, it's so hard to stay not emotional if you have someone really poking.
Close to the situation.
No, like, say you're in a traffic stop and this dude really just wants to be a dickhead and just really poke your buttons. And it's like, it's really hard to, be the cop because you have to keep your cool. And if you don't, then, there's a lot of fucking reprimands. The law, gives them an escape for a lot of stuff, for their on-duty tasks.
However,
but,
especially with video.
Well, and
that can kind of be.
I think
reprimanded
that's kind of the point that I would raise, right? Because it's very give and take. On the one hand, you have good officers who don't deserve to be videotaped, right?
Yeah.
And then on the flip side, there's that one piece of shit that's power tripping, and it's almost necessary for you to have video evidence because this dude is gonna fuck you every way possible.
I'm actually gonna say, officer.
Fuck that guy.
So he actually got taken off as a patrol officer and got put on the paperwork for a while because he pulled over a lawyer and said that they were drunk driving when they blew zeros.
Oh yeah.
And he blew zeros.
Same dude.
Not like
same dude.
Not
Same
like
guy.
a .03, not like a point, like
blue zeros.
zeros.
Dude,
Yeah,
he
and-
literally he did so much illegal shit.
And said that the dude was drunk driving when he clearly wasn't, and the dude was just like, I've been driving, I'm just tired, I'm almost home, like, that's all it is. And he's just like, just let me go home. And long story short, officer fucking illegally detained him, arrested him for DUI. The fucking lawyer really fought it and was like, dude, you're gonna fuck up, like, I'm telling you right now, I'm a lawyer. If you do this is illegal, and I'm going to fuck
he's
you
like,
up.
I'm gonna fuck your world up right now,
You just
bro.
made a bad decision.
He
dude,
did. Because
that
I saw
was
the
the
body
worst
cam
part.
footage. His body cam footage of that got put on Facebook and everything. Yeah, it was bad.
So with that being said, to keep people out of trouble and digging themselves more of a hole when you're dealing with somebody who's clearly not fit to be, pursuing the career that they have, the side of the road is not the place to argue.
Yes.
If they want
Right.
to issue you a fucked up citation,
You take
or they
it.
want to take it, don't argue with them. Go, yep, you got it, boss. Take that shit to court
Yep.
and let them get put
In their
on.
place.
Yeah.
Do not put yourself in a dangerous situation.
'Cause-
That is
'cause
the end,
the
that is
judge-
the end result. Because ultimately the law, which is the police force, has the upper hand in this situation.
Oh, 110%.
So,
They're the
make
biggest
sure-
gang in America, bro.
I mean, essentially, but
Well-
make sure that you're just being intelligent about the situation.
Wait, tell me I'm wrong. Wait. One gets in trouble, 10 more come. Biggest gang in America, bro. I love him to death, but I will say that
You're
to an extent.
I see where you're coming from with that, for sure. And I'm not trying to offer any counterpoint or get into the weeds on this. But I guess my only point is the side of the road where you could potentially get hurt,
Yep.
where things could escalate, maybe, whatever.
Whole 9 yards.
They think
Anything
they
could
see
happen.
something, whatever. Because
Yep.
you don't know how long this officer's been doing this job. You don't know how experienced they are. You don't know if they just came off of OJT or being in.
Or if they're just trigger happy.
Yeah.
Well, and the thing is like nowadays too, like the amount of stories that you hear about, and granted, some of them are bullshit too.
Yeah.
Like I'll throw this out, but
Oh, yeah,
but
110%.
I've heard of stories where unarmed people are getting shot, and and it hurts me to say that again because my grandfather was a cop. I want to believe in our justice system, but it also boils down to the point where it's like. People are people. Whether they work for an organization or not, people are people. And
Yeah.
what's going to happen at the end of the day is if you scare a fucking dude with a gun and this dude's a little frantic, he's gonna fucking shoot you. I don't know how to fucking phrase that
Well,
any
and
better.
then it's like, what are you doing to make him want to shoot you? You're doing something. You're being fidgety. You're fast movements.
I can say as a person who's been given 2 bullshit tickets from the same department, not going to say who. But you know who you are if you're listening.
Exactly.
I have been given the most bullshit disorderly conduct citation.
Yep.
And
Me too.
I got caught driving on a probationary license after hours when I A, wasn't a probationary driver, and B, was coming from work when that was allowed.
Oh my god. Dude.
They gave
Dude,
me
what the
a
fuck?
citation for that. Okay, so real quick, the disorderly conduct. I was in a parking lot while a fight was happening. I wasn't involved with the fight. I was just there. And the county deputy gave everybody that was like knew the people immediate freaking disorderly conducts.
Oh, dude, that's
I took it
so
on the
illegal.
chin. I
That
took
is
it.
so illegal.
It was.
Yeah.
It was. But because I was prepared to fight that shit in court,
Yes, sir.
I just took it on the chin. I'm like, yeah, you got it, man.
Yeah.
I didn't even have. It didn't even make it to court.
Yeah, I bet not.
On both circumstances, 2 days later, they both called and they're like, yeah,
Yeah,
we're not
drop
gonna
it.
do that.
Yeah. Yeah, there's nothing in that.
Probably a smart
And
move.
well, in one of the circumstances, the deputy that gave it to me called personally and was like, yeah, no, I am not going to charge you with this. I looked at the report and everything. You're fine. But yeah, it was both circumstances were really bogus.
Yeah, that's not fun. Like,
You know,
even
while-
wait, I got charged with abuse to a child when the kid was older than me. So we fought in high
Yeah,
school.
when we were in high school.
Yeah.
I remember
yeah,
this, dude.
Yeah, so I got charged with a felony abuse to a child when I was in high school and the kid was older than me. I was 17 and he just turned 18, but I like beat the shit out of this kid.
I know exactly who you're talking about,
Yeah.
and I don't
yeah.
like him either.
We
Yeah.
all know who this kid
Yeah,
is.
no.
Wait.
And if this kid is listening, you know who the fuck you are.
Yeah.
Have I heard of this dickweed?
I don't.
Probably.
I don't
doubtful,
think so. Yeah.
doubtful.
First initial T,
No.
perhaps?
No,
No?
I wish.
All right.
No.
First initial C.
Yeah.
See, that's why you should have stayed in
C
at
as
the
in
school I
cunt.
went to, man.
C as in cunt.
C as in cunt. All
Yeah,
right,
no.
got it.
So he used to tease Trent for being gay. Now it turns out he's gay. Yeah, funny story. Yeah,
Yeah, and
he was just in the closet
The
himself.
worst
I
part
have-
was that was what he teased both Jake and I the most of being. He
Yeah,
always
so-
said that me and him were gay.
Yeah. So yeah, no. So one time he said something. One thing's too many, and I beat the shit out of him in front of everybody. And then I got sent to jail, and he's like, "Yeah, I whooped his ass," and I was like, "Yeah, that's why I got sent to jail." You know. Yeah. Long story short, I had to pay like.
I left in a car, you left in an ambulance. We
Yeah.
are not the same.
Yeah, he had two black eyes.
Jake was missing for like a day and a half.
Yeah, dude. The
Because
school
the
district
police
didn't-
department refused to allow him to have a phone call to his parents,
Yeah.
and he was
Oh.
underage.
Yeah, so the school district didn't call my parents
Yeah.
up until 6:00
Yeah.
that night. So my parents were fucking terrified. They didn't know where I was. I couldn't call my parents up until like 8 or 9 o'clock that night in the jail. But yeah, no, one of the officers in the jail was my old football coach, and he was like, "Chapin, what the fuck are you doing here?" And I told him what happened, and he knows the other kid, and he's like, "That kid probably had it fucking coming, didn't he?" And I was like, "You bet he fucking did."
Well, dude, you know the funniest part about that shit is I met you maybe like a week or two prior to that.
It was literally
Like,
no,
I-
you met me 2 days prior.
So
2 days.
So I moved to Hudson. You came in, and you were the only person that walked right up to me
Yeah,
and
and
introduced
funny
yourself.
enough, I never do that. I never come
Yeah.
up to new people and introduce myself. And I just saw Ian. I was like,
yeah.
I'm gonna fucking
Well,
introduce myself.
well,
to
you
this
walked
kid.
right into the office. I was in Mrs.
Yeah, in the counselors, Miss Smith.
Miss Smith's office.
Yep.
Yeah, and you came in and you were like, "Hey, man, my name's Jake. Are you a new kid?" And I was just like, "Yeah." I told you my name, and then I never saw you again until Trent's graduation party.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then that's when we linked up, and then that's when I found out why you disappeared, dog.
Yeah, because dude, the entire time, Ian had no fucking clue. Who
Yeah,
you
no,
were.
he heard a
whole
lot
time,
about
bro.
me.
The whole time, Ian had no clue who you were. He heard stories and
That I
shit
was
about
just
how
a
you and I were
shithead.
such good friends, though.
Yeah.
He was like,
But
yeah, sure,
Like he
sure,
heard
he
that
heard
I was
stories
such
about
a
how you were a
piece of
shithead,
shit.
but-
Like no, because everybody told him I was like such a piece of shit, everything like that. And then he met me and he's like,
Well,
I
yeah,
fucking love this kid.
Sky
I feel
rocks.
Like, I feel like that's kind of how it works whenever you move to a lot of places.
Well,
like everybody kind of wants to give you that false sense of an idea,
Well,
so
it
that
was-
way they can get there first. You
Well,
know what
when I first moved to Hudson, I was like the most popular kid for
Yeah.
like a minute. Like
And
everybody was
that's
like,
how it is with every
For
with
sure.
every newcomer.
No, for sure.
honestly.
But that was
Not me, dog.
That was something I recognized though too, because like I moved to Hudson and like there was like. It was like a buzz between like a lot of shit. Like I would hear like, "Oh my god, he's so hot" from like certain people, and then I would hear like,
That's
"Oh my god,
exactly
he's
what it
so
was.
cool," and like, and then and then obviously the more time I spent there, you know, it dissipates.
Yeah.
And so I told people, I was like, dude, I could have shown up fucking 600 pounds with barbecue stains on my shirt, and they would have tried to suck my dick. You know what I
But
mean?
No
but-
way. Because when I went to Somerset, dog, nobody talked to me. I literally, that was one of my lowest
Somerset
points,
sucks, bro.
dude. Let me tell you, that was one of my lowest points. I was I was maybe 3 or 4 weeks into just into it, and nobody had talked to me, dude. And I was so fucking sad because I had missed all my friends. I knew I wasn't going to graduate with everybody that I had literally grown up with, if I hated you or not. Like, that was so sad for me. I went my whole school career, and now I don't get to graduate with all my friends and, like, all my peers. That sucked. Like, let me tell you, that fucking sucked. So, like, I guess you probably know how that feels, kind of, you know?
I actually don't. And the only reason I'll say I don't is because, like, I hated my time in Ellsworth. Granted, I went back to Ellsworth recently and I saw some people that I hadn't seen in a long time, and it kind of made me realize, like, it was probably worse than I thought it was. Mm-hmm. But that's because I was going through my own shit,
well,
you know?
Exactly.
But
it makes it worse.
Realistically, like, I never had that feeling. I came to Hudson, dude, and the amount of people that, like, loved me for me and the amount of friends that I made, like, I never had that feeling.
Yeah, see, I have one good friend still from that whole experience, Colin. I haven't talked to him in quite a minute. I miss him so much.
Colin, I swear to God, dude, I love that fucking kid so much.
He is a lifelong friend that I will always have. Like, he was the first person that I actually really talked to, because he just, like, I went in to Miss Cisco's class, and that was my first class of the day. It was my English class. God, if I could fucking talk. Went in fucking baked every morning. That was my first thing, fucking baked. And he's in there writing fucking philosophy, bro. And I'm like, what the fuck are you doing? And that's exactly how I said it to him. And he just turns around with a big smile on his face and just starts talking to me. I'm like, I'm going to like this fucking kid. So, and then, it was just best friends from there. And then that was really the only person who, like, talked to me, I guess. But, I mean, I guess I see where you're coming from, because after I started talking to a few people, some of the fucking popular kids came up to me.
I just can't help but feel like when I made friends in Hudson, you know, there was a lot of popular kids that came up to me in the beginning, and then they slowly dissipated. And then, like, kids like you and Trent and, you know, other people, you guys stuck around. And I think that, like, once you get over that initial wave of being popular, like, because, like, I was never popular my whole life in Ellsworth. Like,
same.
Like, I just wasn't. And then I came to Hudson, and it felt really weird to be popular. Because what was that app? After School. Yeah. So there was this app called After School. It was kind of like Yik Yak in the way where, like, you had, like, a domain, like a location where you could post to this.
Nowadays, dude, if you're younger than us, you have no fucking idea what we're talking about. Yeah. So don't even try.
Well, it was like a location, and you could post random anonymous messages to this location, and everybody could see it. And I went on there one day, dude. I swear to God, like, I deleted the app after this because I went on there, and there was, like, 5 messages of random people saying, like, yeah, like, I want to fuck him. And, like, one of them was, like, Ian Hansen, let me sit on your face. Like, it was, like, crazy. I was like, what the fuck? I was like,
we were living together when this was going on, and you called me into your bedroom to show me that. And you got so jealous. I don't know. Honestly, a little bit. Not because of the sit on your face part, but more that, like, oh shit, my younger brother's way cooler than I've ever been.
But honestly, I don't believe that's true. I like I said, and like we kind of established, I think it was that new kid wave. Like there's something about a new kid showing up where everybody's like, who is he?
And part of it, honestly, not to, like, I'm gonna toot your horn. You're not. You know, you are a good-looking guy, you know, so obviously that does play in your favor.
Thank you, bro. Yeah, I appreciate that.
Yeah, for real. But that does play in your favor, you know. You're not like a big, like, fucking overweight dude, you know.
Yeah, but you know what?
Nice cock.
It
needed to be said.
For those of you listening, my brother just wrote "nice cock" on a piece of paper and showed us. Like for me though, you know, like, it's kind of different because I've never felt that way about myself.
Yeah, you've always been pretty humble about it.
Well, I've never I've never woke up and looked in the mirror and been like, "Yeah, motherfucker, you got it." You know,
yeah, nice cock.
You know, like.
Yeah, you don't have it showed at all.
No. Like I've just never done that. So like when I came to Hudson, it was such a strange. What? It was such a peculiar feeling. It was just so different, so weird, and it was just different to be liked, and it was so different to like have people want to talk to me, want to conversate with me, want to get to know me. Like that was just different for me, you know.
From my perspective, it was really cool. Like as an older brother, like to watch you get that though. Because, like, I watched you grow up in Ellsworth, man, and, like, I saw how everything went, and, like, it was really easy to tell you were miserable, just like the rest of us. And then when you moved schools, that was, like, it was so cool to watch you, like, yeah, man, all the cool people are talking to me. Hey, come in my room real quick. Let me show you this message on my phone. It was, I was like, man,
let me show you this
kid.
new hot chick I'm talking to you.
Dude, people are saying at random that they would like to sit on my face. That's crazy. It was just as
Yeah, take your bow, Ian. Take your bow.
yeah, no shit, right?
You know,
I
dude,
plead the fifth, bro.
one of the most interesting conversations that I think that I ever had throughout high school was honestly like the initial me meeting Ian in school.
Oh, I'm sure that was this interesting.
And funny enough, it wasn't in Mr. Haskins' class. It wasn't at lunch. It wasn't while we had fucking study hall or whatever.
It wasn't like extra time.
It was in Ms. Mitchell's class specifically, and I remember this like it was fucking yesterday, bro. Literally, I walked into class one day, and you were sitting in there, and you were just like you. Correction, actually, I think I was already in class, and you walked in. You sat opposite of me, and you just stayed silent. You stayed away from everybody else. You didn't really say anything. You were to yourself, and that was the first day.
I was pretty quiet when I first showed up.
Yeah,
because
and,
I
everybody
didn't know what
is.
to expect.
It's to expect, you know. But the
You're just
second
testing the
day,
waters, you know.
the second day, and you know, obviously at this point, Jake wasn't there anymore. Me and Jake were the fucking tight knit bundle.
We were like
while
were
we
two
were
peas
there.
in a pod.
Yeah, and then Jake fucking left, but then you showed
Fucking
up.
Jake.
You were there for one day, and I noticed you, and like you made enough of an impression on me. You didn't say anything, but you made enough of an impression on me where I looked at you and I was just like, "You're gonna be my friend. You are." And I'm like, I don't care if you want to be, but you're gonna be my friend.
Here we are, years later. Your stalker,
Jesus.
your
Well, dude.
stalkerish ways done
dude,
did
that was-
it. He
that
did.
was
He
the funny
fucking
thing, though,
accomplished
is
it.
Chill, Dahmer. Jesus.
Literally next day, I came into class a little bit later, and you were already in there, and I think fucking Brianna or whatever the fuck had taken my spot. And I looked at Ian, and Ian had 2 seats open next to him. And I was just like, all right, buddy. Well, you know, I'm gonna fucking sit next to you. Are you suiting out for the night, buddy?
Yeah, I got to. I got to go pick up Avery.
All right.
All right, love you
All
guys.
right, buddy.
Adios.
You have a good one.
Goodbye,
Love
Jake.
you guys.
Bye, buddy. We love you.
Good
Love
seeing
you.
you
Good
again.
seeing you.
Good seeing you.
See ya.
All right, adios. Tell the combat spoon story.
Oh, okay.
We will.
Yeah, you got it.
I'll be listening.
But one of my favorite stories is literally the first day, you said nothing. The second day, I came in after you did, but I sat next to you because I knew you said nothing, and I knew that you, like, at least from the way that I looked at you, like you seemed like you wouldn't really connect to anybody else that was there. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm one of those people where if I like you, I love you, and if I don't like you, I really don't like you.
Yeah, exactly. And that's kind of exactly how I've always been. And, you know, I sat next to you and we kind of chit-chatted a little bit here and there. I think I asked you for your Snapchat or something that day. And I got your Snapchat and we didn't really talk using it. And I think shortly thereafter I met you in Mr. Haskins' class and you gave me your phone number. And then it was right after that where we became best friends, basically.
Well, and I think we established this too. Like when I first met you, I was kind of weirded out by you. Not
a lot of people are.
No,
dude.
no, not like a, you know. And I don't mean to be disrespectful when I say it, but I feel like because we're such good friends, I can mention this now. Yeah, like when I met you, I was kind of off put by you because where everybody else avoided me because I kind of have that RBF deal with me. Like,
See, everybody avoided me because everybody thought that I was a freaking everything. You know, they gave me every name under the sun. You know, I was the guy that everyone hated in high school.
Well, and when I
for no reason, I was just the choice.
I remember that when I showed up, you know, like you said, I was kind of quiet, kind of stoic, and. You know, I think people avoided me because they thought that I meant more business than I really did. You know, where in my head it was just like, no, I'm just not looking for trouble. I'm just trying to keep to myself, you know?
So, I'm just trying to get through my day.
Yeah, well, and when you, because you have this way about you where you go up to people and you're just like, hey, dude, what's going on? You know? and like, I guess for me, it was very much so like, I was like, what the fuck is this dude's deal, you know? And like, the more you started coming around, though, it was like, oh, okay, he's just a genuine guy. And then there was that one night that we went and we hung out. We went to...
I called you one night, and I think it was right after I got off work at the bowling alley.
Yeah, and you called me and you're like, hey, man, like, you want to go get some food, go bowling maybe? And I was just kind of like, I guess.
No, I think all I said was just hang out. Because the bowling alley was closed. I just left it.
Well,
I think I was just like, hey, dude, like, you want to go get some food, just hang out, something, and you were like, dude, I would, but I don't really got a whole lot of money right now.
And you were like, yeah, but this is what I remember. You were like, hey, man, I'll pay for you. It's no biggie. Yeah. Just come hang out, And I was like, all right. And then we went to I think it was Panda Express.
Yeah, it was Panda Express, bro.
And you and I remember.
Dude, we bonded over a meal of Panda Express like no other, bro.
Well, and I remember after that night, like when we hung out, I remember going home and kind of being like, damn, man, I was wrong about him. He's a pretty genuine dude. I was like, and I think, because I'm one of those guys where, like, I can rely on kind of my intuition a lot. Like, if I get a bad vibe from you, I'm accurate 95% of the time.
Yeah.
But you were the 5% where it was like, no, I was just wrong. Like I just read him wrong. And like, yeah.
And like, honestly, I feel like that's where a lot of people get me wrong. So everybody just feels like I'm just like this fucking psychopath, Like I feel like everybody just gets this vibe that like I'm gonna fucking come up to you and I'm gonna laugh in your ear and I'm gonna fucking bite it off. You know what I mean? Like.
The Mike Tyson of psychopaths.
Dude, that's what I'm saying.
That's understand. And you could have just said Mike Tyson. That dude's nuts. But like that's I mean, that's really relatable because I mean, especially as a kid, there's like a lot of stories like with me where like I used to walk up to kids, like my dad would always like crack jokes. Like I could be at the dentist office in a waiting room.
Oh yeah.
And you'd be playing with the little thing where it's like the wires and the blocks that go over it, where you put the blocks in different places.
Oh yeah, dude, I do know what you're talking.
I'd see a kid play with that fucking thing, and I'd be like, "Hi, I'm Brandon. Nice to meet you." And I'd like sit down next to him and start playing. Meeting people that has never been a problem with me. It's just after I meet them, then it's hit or miss.
Yeah.
But I've never had any problem with being like, hi, good to meet you.
Yeah. Ian, for sure, obviously, as you just stated, I have never had an issue with just going up to somebody and being like, hi, like, I'm Trent. How the fuck are you, bro?
What the fuck's a Trent?
Well, and I've come to discover this about myself and kind of our friend group. I think out of anybody in the friend group, I'm the more internalized person.
I would agree.
I just between all, and I think all of us kind of have our moments of internalizing. Shit,
I think a lot of it with you though is like I feel like a lot of it is subconscious though.
Yeah, for sure.
Like it's not you don't actively stay internal. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but here's the thing: when you get to know me, Brandon would tell you this. You would tell me this, Peej.
Yes, sir.
When you get to know me, I'm an absolute fucking monster. I have.
If I can cut in on this, please. For the love of God, let me talk about this for a second. Okay. So I'm a wound up individual, okay? I'm very hyper.
Bro said nice cock.
I wrote nice cock on a piece of paper and showed everybody in the room. Just at random, okay? I'm wound up. I talk to my friends at work who also know I am wound up. So I tell them about you, Ian, and I go, listen, here's the thing, like I love my brother, love him to death. He's worse than I am, and that's all that I need to say, and people literally go honestly, worse than you? And it's true. Like,
the first time you meet me, it's not true. The fifth time you meet me, that is 100% true.
Oh yeah.
I just think about Thanksgiving this year, man.
Honestly, Ian, I really want to get my mom on the show specifically with you and I. just because like being that you lived with my mom and I for a long time,
right?
I feel like that would be just such a. I feel like that would be a pretty hilarious conversation.
And you know, I'm not so different from other people where it's like, oh, he's a fucking anomaly. You know, it's not like that. But
exactly.
But I am different in the way where like when you meet me versus when you get to know me, I'm a different dude.
Oh yeah,
I'm a very.
And dude,
different
I remember when
Dude's
I looked
built
at my
different.
mom and I was like, "Hey mom, like, Ian needs somewhere to stay. Like, is it okay if he stays here?" And she was like, "I love Ian. Absolutely."
That's fucking dank.
And you stayed there for about 2 days. And my mom looked at me and she was like, "I want to shoot myself."
Less dank, but still acceptable.
But no, like, you know, like the thing about it though was like she made it very apparent to you too. Like it wasn't like she didn't literally say she wanted to shoot herself. But
there was like no pussyfoot. There was one day I walked down into the kitchen and I started making a Jack's pizza, and your mom comes in. She goes, "You're making another pizza?" And I go, "Yeah." She goes, "That's the 7th pizza in 2 days."
Yo.
like, dude, that was the funny thing was because like most of the time, dude, my mom bought them by like the 5s. You know, like she bought like 5 at a time, like, you know, 1 per night every weekday. You know, like whatever. Nope,
Okay.
not with Ian. With Ian, dude, she had to buy like fucking 10 to 15.
Yo. Okay. Ian, you asked me earlier if I had a fun, like, wild childhood story about us. Pizzas, again, have now triggered a core memory. Do you remember when you dropped your phone in the oven? Taking a pizza out?
God damn it.
Okay, so let me set the scene. I'm hanging out on the couch watching Impractical Jokers or some shit. And I hear Ian's in the kitchen making probably the 13th, 14th pizza of the afternoon. I'm sitting on the couch in the living room, and we're home alone. And I hear, "Brandon, come in here." And I'm like, "Hang on, man. It's not commercial break yet. Give me a
Bro,
second.
give me a minute.
Stand by." And so I'm sitting. I hear, "Brandon, come in here." I'm like, "No."
No.
And I hear, "Brandon, get in here." I'm like, "No." You're like, and then it escalated quickly to, "Brandon, please." So I'm like, "All right, Doc." Now, you youngins might not remember, but at the time, phones used to slide sideways.
Very true.
And they had
it was known as the sidekick.
Yeah. And they had what we used to call buttons.
Yeah.
So I go into the kitchen, and I go down the hallway, and I round the corner, and to my right is Ian holding a classic Jack's pizza with pepperoni and cheese in the left hand, and with the right hand is scooping something in the back of the oven with a spatula.
A couple of loose pepperoni, probably.
I'm literally gonna kill myself. I swear to you. This is so fucked up, dude.
So I get to the kitchen, and I see Ian with his Jack's pizza in the left hand and a spatula in the right hand, frantic. And as I come around the corner and look, his eyes are as big as the dinner plates he was planning on putting that pizza on. He looks nothing short of terrified. And I'm like, "What happened?" He's like, "I dropped my phone." I'm like, "Where's your phone?" He goes, "In the oven." So apparently, when he dropped this, he was midway through opening the oven, and it skipped off the oven door and slid to the back of the oven. Ian's first instinct was grab the pizza, so that's why he had it in his left hand. As he's trying to scoop this.
Dude, it was so hot. Dude. It was so fucking hot.
Yeah, I remember you burning your hand on the grate in the oven. we wound up getting your phone.
Dude, it was just liquid, wasn't it?
Dude, it was bad. Every button was like melted to the frame itself of the phone.
Yeah, no, the CPU shot, really.
He was holding the phone, I guess, on his shoulder against his face, you know, classic nurse style. Their receptionist who's typing.
Yeah.
And I guess he was still on the phone. I could hear whoever was on the other end on speakerphone like, Ian! 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 Hey, Ian! What happened? I just hear this while you're holding up. You didn't think to put the pizza down.
Well,
you're still holding it.
Well, and the whole time I'm in the background going, fuck, shit, fuck.
I just hear, Brandon, help!
You know, so Brandon, before we wrap her up for here for today, I think a lot of us would be pretty upset if you didn't tell us the combat spoon story.
Oh, the combat spoon. All right. I'd like to start off by saying I think this may have been blown out of proportion.
It may have been blown out of proportion, but at this point, it's such a good story, it must be blown out of proportion.
Because I didn't make such a big deal. It's like the urinal story where it's like it didn't seem like a big deal to me, but like there are a couple aspects that are pretty funny. So, back in 2016,
Gotcha.
I enlisted in the Army National Guard, Wisconsin. What up?
Yes,
I serve. I'm a combat engineer. Anyway, one day we were in the field. Whatever, I don't know what it was, but I decided in our vests, or what they call like the IOTV, to feed a spoon through it. We had these big, like thick plastic spoons that they used to give us our food with whenever we were in the field. And I would always I always kept one in my vest. And my brother and Jake noticed it one day. I think Jake was over at the house, and he's like, "Why do you have a spoon in your vest?"
No. So this is not the Jake that does the podcast. This is a different Jake.
But Jake was, "Why do you have the spoon in your vest?" And I was like, "Because it's the greatest tool the Army will ever issue you."
Bro, for real.
They used to, which is one thing they used to preach to us in basic, because forever they don't give you forks. And it doesn't matter what you're eating. It could be fucking spaghetti, and you're eating it with a spoon. And I don't know if you've ever tried to eat spaghetti with a spoon. My brother.
Bro. Usually the spoon is the secondary utensil.
My guy. Eating yakisoba or pasta of any kind with a fucking spoon? Impossible! It sucks! Okay? It's so... They gave us these fucking spoons. Fuck! All the time.
Well, and I used to get like these snaps from Brandon where it would be like combat spoon, like just randomly, like
you know, I've gotten a couple of those Snapchats from you too, where you would just message me and you'd be like, "I'm on a tank," and you're not. Like,
well, and it turned into this thing, right, where it was like now our whole family is kind of coined with nicknames, right?
Yeah.
So Brandon is like Spoon Mang, right? Like even in my phone to this day, he is Spoon Mang. I'm Spoon Boy in his phone to this day. Our father is Spoon Lord, and then my little boy Cass is Teaspoon.
Obviously,
yeah, yes. Right. But it turned. We blew it out of proportion. Okay.
Wait, this was such a small fucking thing until you guys got a hold of it. So, yeah. So there was this joke, like whatever, you know, like fucking drill sergeants, like this is the best tool the Army's ever gonna issue as they're shaking a spoon in your face, whatever. So I get home, and I'm going to like drills or whatever, and I'm in the field, and I'm like, the greatest tool they'll ever issue, and I put it in my vest, and it's a little plastic spoon. There's also like lore about some Army Ranger getting a confirmed kill with a plastic spoon. Like, it's so stupid. So I kept this thing. It's still to this day. And it's like escalated to the point where, yeah, so there's one day Ian calls me and like, he's like, oh, he's talking about the combat spoon. I saw your snaps and you have the combat spoon still. And I'm like, yeah. And he's like, you're the spoon man. I'm like,
God damn it.
You're like, spoon man. And then he changed it, you spoon man. And I'm like, yeah. And then you go, I'm your trusty sidekick, spoon boy. And I'm like, all right, dog. And then I offer up like, yeah, and our dad is Spoon Lord, and then we both die laughing, and then it's like, yeah, my son, Teaspoon. And I'm just like,
It's so unnecessarily uncomfortable.
honestly,
I do have
Ian, if I'm going to be completely real, I feel like the only way that joke could have been any better is if you said that Cass was tablespoon and you gave the joke about 20 years to ferment and made Cass's kid teaspoon.
I think he just changed his nickname.
And the playing field has been leveled.
And the playing field has now been changed.
Gauntlet meat feet. All right. But the one thing I can offer up that actually made this better. So, me carrying the combat spoon all the time in my vest, whenever we're at ranges, the field, whatever, people will make jokes like, why are you carrying the spoon? And I'm like, it's a really long, convoluted story, you know? One day a dude stole the spoon from me, filed it down on concrete out of boredom into a shiv. And so I kept it. I'm like, this is my, like, this is a gift now. Like, now this is a real fucking shank.
Yeah,
now
this is for real.
This is
bro.
a proper combat spoon. Last year, my car got broken into, and somebody jacked my vest with the combat spoon in it. Yeah.
No.
Oh, yeah. Talk about pissed. I was mad.
Tell me you made a new one and found him.
Didn't need to. They caught the motherfucker the next day.
No way.
Yeah, you bet. I'm not going to explain how. It's really convoluted. But they called me. They're like, hey, here's the thing. They caught the woman who worked at the dealership. My car was at a dealership. It got broken into, whatever. Shouldn't have had my gear in there regardless. I own it. So
yeah. There were equal parties that were liable.
So
we get it.
my car's in the shop. It's in the lot. Some dude hopped a fence, busted my window open, and stole my vest and my goddamn combat spoon. So they called me that morning, and I'm like, they tell me what happened, and I'm like, there's no fucking way. They're like, was there anything in the car? And I'm like, you bet your sweet bippy there was stuff in the car.
Fuck, I bet your sweet ass there was something in that car.
I told them, I told them, and they're like, they called me a few hours later. They're like, you're never going to believe this. They caught the guy.
No fucking way.
No way. They're like, they're going to execute a search warrant. What was in your car that was taken by the photos that we sent you earlier? And I told them what I had. And they're like,
tell me you told them about the combat spoon.
Here's the thing. I made it a point to talk about the combat spoon. I go, look, I had a vest. I had a very expensive pair of gloves. Also in the vest. It might not seem like a lot, but it was
a spoon.
It was a brown plastic spoon that was shaved down into a fucking shank. And they're like, I told them, I'm like, it's really important to me. I can't really explain why. And they're like, cool. They found it when they executed the search warrant.
Did they really, bro?
Yes, all of it. I got all my stuff back. I go to pick up my stuff. Actually, I'm trying to remember what county. It was in Wood. I shit you not. This shit's crazy. It was in Woodbury. I can't remember what the place was called, but they're like, we have all your stuff, everything you've listed. Come pick it up. And they handed it to me itemized. They're like, one vest, one pair of like hard knuckle gloves, one spoon.
One combat
They
spoon,
handed
bro.
a fucking spoon to me over the desk. And they're like, this is what was listed in the report. Is there anything else gone from the car? And I'm like, that's it. And I was...
Dude, you can't make this shit up, man.
It was fucking nuts.
That is
That spoon means more to this
Dude,
family than you will ever
bro,
recognize.
I don't get
That
how it got
spoon-
blown
that-
so far out of proportion.
Bro, that spoon has been further than most human beings have. You want to know what the terrible thing about me saying that is? Is the fact that it's true.
It is all 100% true. Bought, paid for, check, verified.
That's what I'm saying, dude. Like, at this point, that goddamn combat spoon has a passport. Like,
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. It has citizenship. Fuck yeah.
That spoon's older than your kid. Let's talk about it.
It is. It physically is older than Cass.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
oh, yeah.
All right. Well.
Well, you know what, boys? I do want to say, I think it's been a fucking phenomenal episode today.
Oh, dude. Yeah. Yeah.
And at that point, I just want to say, give us a follow, give us a like, leave a comment down below. Talk about that combat spoon that you know that you'll all love so much. We'll see you next time.
Absolutely.
Thanks for having me, guys.